This chick just got roasted and humbled by all four corners of the internet.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Gentlemen, I want you to imagine that you think you've met a delightful woman, right? Somebody who you thought, hey, maybe this might be going somewhere. Only for you to go online and stumble on her video saying this.
I fear that the man I'm talking to, I'm his first baddie. I'm not saying like IG baddie, I hold my own. But if you know, you know. Please tell me if you've ever been someone's first baddie and how do you overcome that? Goodbye.
And so she gets online and says, the man I'm talking to, who might see this, the way that he's acting, probably, I don't know, a little too desperate. What comes to your mind when you hear that? What would put someone in the category of, is this the first time you've experienced this? You're too into it. You got her on a pedestal. She says, I might be his first baddie. And then the internet decided to respond.
IG baddie, I hold my own. But if you know, you know. Please tell.
I blame men. I blame men. All the thirsty ass dudes that be in her DMs. That's the only way you can get this amount of confidence. And why do you feel as though that you his first baddie? Do you think he's like do you feel like you dating down? Because
Right.
if so, it's most likely skill-based matchmaking. It's skill-based matchmaking. Look. Let me tell you something. If you get with somebody and then you look at their past relationships and you go, oh, they ugly, this they ugly, they do you think to yourself that you look better than all of them and you make a video saying, hey, I'm his first baddie? 9 times out of 10, you are on par with every last female he's ever dated. If you think she was a 5, you probably a 5. You think she was an 8, you probably an 8. That's it and that's all. I ain't saying nothing else.
Now you might be saying, well, what's the big deal? Why are people responding in this way? All she said was she might be his first baddie. What's wrong with that? Well, what's wrong with that is many times people never imagine a man hearing this from his perspective, because the whole argument will probably be, we'll see, that she's just joking. It's just a TikTok. However, the irony there is they would all of a sudden understand. It would all click and make sense to them if they saw a man did this exact same thing, a man who they thought wasn't a baddie. They would all of a sudden see the sense in why the internet's reacting the way it's reacting. But before we check out more videos, let's read a few of these comments underneath her post. First comment here reads, first baddie, with this photo here shared of Lois from Family Guy squinting to see it. Where's the baddie at? And of course, we have a chick here responding back because, you know, they're coming to the woman's defense. Look who's talking. Here's somebody else who says, you got nothing to fear. Somebody else who says, I'm his first baddie. Another person who says, is the baddie in the room with us? Here's another person who says his first baddie. Another person here added no makeup and she looks good. She is a baddie. I fear, this woman says. The Coffee Pod is backed by fathershaverights.com. One of the most shocking things an attorney revealed in our prenuptial agreement guide is that times are changing. More and more women are the ones demanding prenups. Yes, typically a man will be more hesitant, more afraid to bring up the conversation of a prenuptial agreement before marriage. However, women who are protecting their assets have no problem making it very clear that they will not get married without a prenuptial agreement, especially women who are the primary earners or came from a family with money or business. So the idea that only men care about prenups is a myth. When women who plan to get married have something to protect, they protect it. So my question to all future husbands is, why shouldn't you? Well, the good news is it's not too late. If you need a prenup but don't know where to start, click the link pinned to the top of the comment section and take the first step in protecting your future marriage today. Now, we obviously see a divide here. All women think every chick on the internet who calls themselves a baddie is actually, in fact, a baddie. There's this way in which you're supposed to carry yourself online, and it's not confidence, right? But it's literal. Like, I am above ugly men, and if you're ugly, I shouldn't deal with you. Don't approach me. If you doubt what I'm saying, check this out. This chick here came to that first girl's rescue. Follow, watch closely. Check this out.
So I saw the video of the girl that was like, I fear I'm this guy's first baddie. And I'm confused why y'all are confused. She's a baddie. Like, I know I can't be the only one who can see it in the video. You know, just because she ain't got makeup on and she's not dolled up, because that's what we think when we think of baddie. You know, you think of girl, she's got her face beat, her hair's done, she's got a nice outfit on. Did y'all look at her other pictures, her other content? Like, am I missing something, or is this just another case of y'all trying to humble a beautiful woman?
When people say they miss Kevin Samuels, these are the moments where he is missed the most. I mean, if you asked either one of this chick, the chick who's talking here and the woman who said I'm his first baddie, you asked them to rate themselves, they would give themselves 10s. But they'll be quick to call a man ugly. But you don't know that. Keep watching.
Exhibit B. I feel like 99% of the guys that are actually talking shit about her would be hype as if she actually gave them the time of day. Y'all be miserable and weird. So I saw the video.
So the reason why you have this chick right here who's really, really triggered by all this is she released a video not too long ago. And the video was about ugly men approaching her, who she says look like the shit on the bottom of her shoe. That's how ugly she says these men are. Check it out.
Nothing pisses me off more than when a man that looks like the shit on the bottom of my shoe is like, hey, can I take you out? Now, I'm not going to say I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I know I ain't ugly. Where the did you get that idea that I would actually go out with you? Nothing.
And so this is the general energy a lot of men, unfortunately, experience online, is that you have these chicks who will insult men in general. You know, if you're ugly, don't approach me. I'm his first baddie. They all believe that they're all baddies. But all of a sudden, when men decide to investigate the baddie claims and then give their take on the situation, all of a sudden you're miserable and you're the hateful one, right? The truth is the internet has created the most delusional chicks in existence. The question here is, who are you without that filter, without that makeup, without the fake hair? As Cass like to put it, fresh-faced out of the shower. That is the real you. The men who you're out here calling the shit on the bottom of your shoe, they can't go and put makeup on and not be gay and have the expectation to be judged in a highly delusional manner. So this conversation would actually end up evolving into a change on the actual definition of a baddie. Of course, like this is what happens when there's a disagreement on an actual, like the reality of what something is, like what is a woman? Well, now we want to change what a woman is. Just like in this situation, when it comes to being a baddie, they now start talking about how it doesn't mean what you think it means, right? Men thinks baddie means attractive, but in this case, she's talking about it means confidence, aura. Let's check it out.
So this girl on TikTok made a video saying, I fear that the guy that I'm talking to, I'm his first baddie he's ever dated. Now, a lot of people have been coming for her. This is my thought. First of all, I'm going to hype up any girl who calls herself a baddie. I think we should all do it because after all, you become what you think.
You don't become what you think. You become who you've worked to be. And yes, there are things you can do to work on yourself to become more attractive. You don't become what you think. This goes back to that whole like, if we just change the way fat women are perceived, then we'll all accept that obese women are all beautiful. That's not going to happen. And you're seeing the fat positivity movement die down slowly but surely after people like Lizzo started working out and going against the perceived narrative, false narrative. And of course, you can't forget the Ozempic drugs.
Personally, when I saw her video, all I thought was, oh yeah, she's a baddie. I saw confidence, aura of a baddie. I saw clear skin. I saw nice eyebrows. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, she's a baddie. Now, in the context of her video about her experience dating a guy who's not used to dating baddies, I don't really have much to say about that. But what I do have to say is that people coming for this girl saying, I don't see the baddie, like it makes me wonder, like, what do people think a baddie is? To me, I always thought a baddie was like a woman with confidence, a woman with that it girl energy, that certain something you can't put your finger on. She takes care of herself. She has confidence. She hypes people up. Like, that's what I thought a baddie was, like someone who puts like intention into like how they carry themselves. But I'm starting to wonder, how do people view a baddie? I always come back to this: beauty is the most subjective thing in the world. What is gorgeous and attractive to one person may not be attractive to another person, and what one person finds unattractive, another person might find it super attractive. So you can't base like being a baddie just purely off of looks, but it's like an overall package. And so, yeah, leave my girl alone. Like, I thought she was a baddie. So
I fear that the man I'm talking to, I'm his first baddie. I'm not saying like IG baddie, I hold my own, but if you know, you know.
Now, fellas, hear me out. Hear me out. No, because y'all hear me out about everything else.
I've actually, she serves coffee. Actually a lot.
Hear me out about this. Hold on. I'm already laughing because this comment section is so funny, but there's a reason why she's calling herself a baddie, guys. And I'm going to show you a bit about how the female brain works for a sec. So being a baddie is more of an energy. Stop typing. Being a baddie is more of an energy. And at the end of the day, she's not that bad looking. Like, she has clear skin. She has a good smile. Y'all are posting some crazy screenshots.
But it's more than just that, right? It's more than just being somebody who's confident. It's the tone at which this comes across when you're talking about somebody, another man out there who is dating you. This is why men avoid chicks who have social media.
But she has some good pictures on there. Like, we're not going to play like she's ugly. And she has this saying of like, I'm a baddie, because she takes care of herself really, really well. And like, for some of the girls, that's part of the energy. It is, you have a baddie energy because like you do yourself up and you like take care of yourself and you love yourself and you like have confidence. Like, that's what she's saying. She even says in the video, she's like, I'm not talking about like an IG baddie or anything. Like, she's aware. She's self-aware, but like, she's doing all the things a baddie would do. And so like, she's saying like she has baddie energy. Like, to girls, being a baddie is more of an energy, not just like an aesthetic. Just let us have this, please.
No. You know why? Because in the real world is where this starts to infiltrate, and you start to look down on men who you guys are dealing with and talking to. Next, this person here says she's a baddie, period. So this is Martha here, chick, of course. I heard you out, and no. Somebody else who says, so it's a delulu thing. Yo, this comment here says, anyway, declined, face card declined.
All pissed me off. I just saw the video of the girl saying that this is her man's first time dating a baddie, and y'all are going in on her. And I just can't understand why you guys hate for women to love themselves and to be confident. Y'all went in on the girl who said that she looked like Megan Fox. The comment section was wild. And y'all hated the girl that said that she was the beauty standard. What's going on? Why can't people love themselves? Why can't people feel pretty and gorgeous? Like, you guys are freaking weird. That's all I have to say.
I fear that the man I'm talking to, I'm his first baddie. I'm not saying like IG baddie, I hold my own, but if you know, you know. Please tell me if you've ever been someone's first baddie, and how do you overcome that?
I don't think a lot of y'all realize how goofy she truly sounds. And the only reason why y'all don't realize that is because she's a woman, fam. I guarantee you, if the roles were reversed, a man came on the internet, and he looked like he was a 4 or 5 at best, and he came on here and was like, hey, I think I'm the first handsome man she ever dealt with. Y'all would have chewed him up in the comment section. Because if it was a man that came on here and said some goofy ass shit like that, y'all would have been like, hey, bro, you're average at best, and that's fine, fam. But when a woman come on here and says some shit, instead of being like, hey, you're not as bad as you think you are, we just gonna be like, yes, you really are what you think you are. You really are one of the bad there. Matter of fact, he should be lucky to have you in his life. Matter of fact, I think you're the best he'll ever do. And I think we need to start telling people more often, hey, bro, you're average. And there's nothing wrong with being average. But in this generation, fam, telling somebody that they're average is basically like saying, hey, you look like you Fiona from Shrek.
Hey, so some of y'all are mean. Like, some of y'all are actually just rude for no good reason. I've been watching this conversation around the girl who said, I'm this dude's first baddie. And like, while I understand you can post your opinion about like what a baddie is, what a baddie isn't, whatever. What I don't understand and what I can never get behind is y'all being rude in comment sections. Like, I just don't, it's weird. It's weird. Like, some people are just in comment sections of her video and of other posts, just simply there to tear down her looks. And I don't understand, like, who hurt y'all? Who hurt y'all? And who raised y'all? Like, I fear we're getting so bold behind our phones. Like, when you come into somebody's comment section and your sole purpose is to tear down the way that they look, like, it's one thing to not agree with a person's opinion on the narrative of a baddie or what that is and isn't. It's another thing to just be in comment sections tearing down somebody's looks. And by the way, people who are then like reposting her video and like commentating on it for the sole purpose of driving traffic to their page or to their comment section to tear down that girl, y'all are even worse. You're even worse. You're even worse. Like, you posted that video so that you could have a comment section full of people saying that girl's not a baddie and like dropping jokes, all for what? To get like some likes on comments, to get a little bit of attention. Like, I just don't understand. I don't get it. Y'all are mean. Y'all are actually mean. We're already living in hell on earth, and you thought the best thing to do with your time today was to just be mean to a person, a stranger. I don't understand that.
Another person says, American beauty standards are so wild. She's literally an objectively attractive woman, says another woman. You know, it's so funny. It's so funny.
This message is for the lady who said she was her man's first baddie. I truly believe that when I went to her page, she fit the bill of baddie. Like, she had 2-piece sets from Fashion Nova and Pretty Little Thing. You know, she had the baddie makeup. She had it all. Yeah. Oh, God, this dog just breathed and sneezed in my face. She had everything that you check off for baddie, right? She has pretty hair, nice and shiny. Like, she looked cute. But this is the thing that I feel like a lot of us need to really start taking into account. Certain conversations are meant for the group chat and not a global audience, okay? Because when you say, I'm the baddest chick he's ever been with in your group chat, those people are biased towards you. They can understand nuance. They know you're probably not being nasty or, you know, mean-spirited. You might just really be popping it, and they can hype you up and be like, probably, girl, like, you this, you that. Like, that is a safe space for you to pop your shit, right? The problem is she tried to pop it on the World Wide Web, where beauty is subjective and other people can come to your page and rip your looks apart and humble you. And is it fair? Is it right? Is it moral? Absolutely not. But me and that lady looked about the same age. She's between 25 to 30. You cannot say stuff like that online and think that people are just going to let it slide. You could look like Rihanna, Beyonce. There will always be someone saying Beyonce's not that cute. There will always be someone saying Rihanna forehead big. And those two are like world known as having amazing beauty. And there's still going to be somebody ripping them to shreds. So you regular Jane Doe from across the way, you should have known that there was an opportunity for somebody to laugh at you and rip your looks apart. Especially when you're making it seem like other chicks weren't cuter than you. I don't like that. I don't like saying I'm his first baddie because, one, I don't feel a need to think about other women. Like, I'm the queen. Like, you need to just be focusing on me. Like, why would I be sitting there thinking about someone else? And then two, it implies that, like, well, what is it about you that he was still able to acquire if he hasn't dated baddies before? Like, I don't like men. Like, every dude I like, their exes better be looking good, because then I'm gonna feel like, where did I go wrong? Now, maybe that's vain on my part, but it's like, I never even think about him having, you know, oh, she wasn't a baddie, I'm his first baddie, because I'm like, you should only have been dating baddies, or else why am I with you? That means I need to go back to the drawing board, right? But that's also something that I would have kept in my friends group chat. I wouldn't get online talking like that, because there could be somebody that thinks I'm beautiful, and there could be somebody that thinks I look like a man. You look like a man, and I look just like my daddy, so that would have been valid. But yeah, me and my dog, we think that you, lady, are a baddie. we think that you made a grave mistake by sharing something like that on the internet. I hope your mental health is okay. I don't know. I would be losing it if everybody kept trying to call me ugly or trying to compare my looks and gaslighting me, even though I know I'm cute. They're gaslighting me. But they're just trying to humble you. But think wisely about trying to humble that man, because it kind of came back and backfired on you. I don't think you were malintended. I just think that in an impulsive moment, you recorded a video popping it and you're getting dragged. And then nobody likes to get dragged. I hate getting dragged. Getting dragged is not fun. You have to have a strong mental, fortitude for something like that. So all that to say, let's learn the difference between a group chat conversation and a TikTok topic, okay? A TikTok topic should foster conversation, not about you. Okay, you shouldn't be telling your business. You shouldn't be telling us how bad you are or how good you are in bed, or, if you want to have really good content and engagement on TikTok, remove yourself in your personal life and talk about topics that are relevant to all broad audiences. But putting your looks as a conversation topic, you couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me. Because ain't no anonymous pages gonna fix their lips to call me ugly. And even worse, men or women that are actually attractive tearing down. Because now it's like, great. Hopefully that confidence is still there, sister. I'm rooting for you. And your makeup was cute. They hating on you right now. But I think this is a good lesson in remaining humble and watching what you say.
That girl who came on social media saying that she was a baddie is literally getting cooked as we speak. You know what's super sad? It's so funny how a lot of people made different takes on this video, and everybody said that everybody on social media is miserable and will try to humble you. No, I think social media has allowed people to be delusional, and when you talk about that, you're the bad guy. I don't understand that. For you as a person, you should know your strong suits and your weak suits. We all have them. Nobody is a top 10. You could be a top 10 and not know how to articulate your words, not know how to conduct yourself, not be a sweet person, not be a good partner, whatever the case may be. Everybody has their flaws. Don't come on social media hyping yourself up, expecting everybody to hype yourself up the way you do. Also, don't be delusional. You know what's crazy? In my video, all I said was the fact that, what makes a woman a baddie, and girls get mad at me and saying that I'm not a girl's girl. Well, why would I want to be a girl's girl if girls conduct it? The whole point of being a girl's girl is lying to each other. I've watched you guys tell another girl she's pretty when you wouldn't even look like her. So I don't understand why you guys would say these things, all while not wanting to look like that person. Do I think the girl's hideous? Of course not. She had nice eyebrows, nice hair, but that's all I thought was pretty, in my opinion. I never come on social media saying I'm the hottest girl on earth, because I know I'm not. I also don't come on social media saying I'm a baddie, because I know I'm not. Why would you come on social media saying something like that? And then let's be real here. What does that have to do with anything? Who cares? Like, why is that? These are conversations you should have with your friends. I'm not going to come on social media being like, hey guys, I got the boydest, in the whole world. That's a conversation you should have with your friends or with your man or somebody. Who cares? You're telling us that you're his first baddie. Obviously, nobody agreed with you besides lying women. Sorry, y'all, but I don't like liars, and I don't like people who hype themselves up to be something they're not. I'm not going to go over here making up something and then getting mad when people have an opinion about it. Be careful what you say on the internet, because if you cannot handle a high amount of, comments, negativity, and people trolling you, you're going to be sick as a dog. Watch what you say on social media.
The reason why so many unattractive women are getting on this app calling themselves baddies is because men are allowing them to think that way. Y'all have to understand that most women know when they're getting backhanded compliments that aren't genuine. So when they get a comment section full of compliments from other women, they know that most of them are backhanded and not genuine. So you have to think, where are they getting all of this confidence from? They're getting it from the men in real life that they see on their day-to-day that hit on them, the men who get in their DMs, the men who like them on dating apps. You guys are acting like you're so above other people by calling them unattractive on social media apps, but in real life, you guys are actually giving attention to all these unattractive girls. And I think it's disingenuous for you guys to insinuate that they don't get any guys in their real life. I guarantee you they're getting a lot. That's why they feel that way. You guys are approaching them in bars, in clubs. You guys are hitting them up in the DMs. You guys are talking to them on dating apps. I've seen this with my own eyes. Stop pretending like that's not what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. And there's no way for a female to conceptualize in her brain that all these men keep talking to me and hitting on me, but I'm not attractive. They can't understand that. So when they're getting on this app calling themselves baddies, it's because you guys made them think that they're baddies.
In the end, this really comes down to also just being humble, right? Being humble. This has a lot to do with being humble. And there are a shortage of humble women out here.
I fear that the man I'm talking to, I'm his first baddie. I'm not saying like IG baddie, I hold my own. But if you know, you know. Please tell me if you've ever been someone's first baddie and how do you overcome that? Goodbye.
So, I have a question. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really use the word baddie. I don't think there's anything wrong with using that term. It's cute. You know, a lot of girls like to say it, just like I like to say clock it. But I have a question. In my opinion, I always thought a baddie was like somebody who was like straight up and down, a 20, a 10. Like you walk into the room, like everybody thinks you're attractive. Mind you, pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm not even talking about her looks. I'm not even mentioning anything about this woman. So I don't want to hear, oh, you think this, you think that. I would say it if I felt that way. I'm not mentioning anything about her. I'm asking what qualifies a woman to be a baddie? Because I always thought a baddie would be bad. You know what bad means? Like you're straight pressure from head to toe. Like Halle Berry back in the day. Catwoman, face pretty, hair pretty, body pretty, teeth pretty. Everything's pretty without makeup, without whatever. So if I'm wrong, what's your guys' definition of baddie? I'm not saying anything about this girl because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care. I don't know this girl. If she wants to think she's a top 20, that's her business, not mine. I just want to know why when there's a word being spread around, why every woman thinks they qualify for that word. Make sense? Like I would never say I'm a tatted up queen when I know I don't have that many tattoos. I am a tatted up queen. See what I'm saying? But there's women that have one tattoo and say, oh, I'm tatted. No, you're not. So that's why I always say, in your guys' perspective, what makes a woman a baddie? And then also, how come people are... trying to say this in a nice way. How come people, when they look in the mirror, they over say things sometimes? Like, I'm not going to rate myself a 10 because I know there's other women that are way more beautiful. And I know on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm not a 10. That's okay with me. Nothing wrong with being average. Nothing wrong with being beautiful, but not the best thing on earth. Make sense? So again, I want to know what qualifies a woman to be a straight baddie. And where do you guys get this perspective? I feel like a lot of you guys hear a word and then you run with it and then you think it qualifies for everybody. Make sense? I want to know. And the last thing that I want to say is there's no tiers of baddie. It's either you're bad or you're not. You don't get to be in between. Because she said, I'm obviously not an IG baddie. You said it, not me. If I think of bad, I'm thinking of a woman who's straight pressure, who can walk into a room and everybody's turning their necks. Guys look at you, women think you're pretty. And remember, there's boy pretty and girl pretty. But when everybody thinks you're fine, you're straight pressure. I like the word straight pressure. I like the word bad. Baddie just seems like I don't know why people get so mad at that when it just is a new term. But what do you guys think? I want to know.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link pinned to the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.